In today's video, I'm going to try all the return to home options that the Mini 5 Pro has. I already did the same with the Neo 2, and the reason I'm doing this because I want to do a range test with the Mini 5. I know probably because it's also a DJI product, it will do almost the same as the Neo 2 to make sure that when I lose connection to my drone, it will still return to home. Yeah, let's try out and see if there are differences with the Neo 2.
So compared to the Neo 2, getting ready with the Mini 5 is a little bit more hassle. You have to really unfold it before you can actually start with it.
So the first test will be a very simple test. I already have a home point and I will try to return to a home point. So there should be something different. So I'm now below the tree, so I'm expecting him to also get below the tree. So let's push the return to home button and let's see what it does.
Return to home.
See, it understands that it has to lower it. So this is already different than the Neo 2, because the Neo 2 would rise first and then land. So this already proves that there is a difference. It doesn't raise us until the maximum limit. So if you look in the settings, so there is this raise RTH altitude. Normally it raises to 100 and then it tries to return to home. But when you're close by, it already tries to land. And in this case it landed. So let's now fly a little bit further and see what it does when we have more range. So we're now on the other side of the field. I will again push the return to home button.
Return to home.
See if it will do the same. Again, it understands that we are below the trees, so it already lowers itself before we actually hit the trees. So it's a little bit smarter. So that's the normal return to home. So set a home point and then let it return to that home point. So for the second test, I will set a new home point because if this fails, I don't want it to fly in the trees because I have no control. So I will set a new home point and I do it now to the aircraft location. So it's now in the field. I will also start recording
Home point updated.
on the drone itself because I will disconnect the drone. So I will fly away to the other side of the field. So it's on the other side of the field. And now I will turn the controller off. So basically, the drone is still recording, so let's see what that sees. You see, it's shutting off now. I have no recording on the RC2 anymore. So technically, it should return to home on the location I set it. Now I already see it coming. Oh, it's struggling heavy in the wind. So today it's a little bit cloudy. I will turn the controller on again so it can restart. But technically I should see it landing now. Yes. I was a little bit worried, but it returned home. And it's now on the position that I expected it to be. It tries to land, but it doesn't have to land, so I will cancel it. So the second test, when I disconnect my controller, and that's the same of course when you are out of range, it will automatically return to home. So that's the same as the Neo 2. So apparently for the next one, it's able to avoid some obstacles, like I already showed with the trees, but it can be a little bit more interesting. So let's put the home point where the location I'm now. And now I will fly it a little bit into the forest. I don't know if that's possible. And now I will press return to home. See if it can make it back through the forest.
Return to home.
Don't know where it's going, it should go to here. So I cancelled it because it apparently wanted to land it in the tree. So that I think was a little bit too complex for it. But yeah, technically it made its way to the forest and then tried to return to home. I think I can now do a normal return to home.
Return to home.
So, okay, now it does do it differently. It still tries to, because it did not restart from here, so I will cancel it again. Yes, it did come out of the forest. It did avoid the obstacles, but then for some reason thought it was good to go up 100 meters and then go down again, and then was above the trees. Probably it would have seen the trees and would have corrected it, but yeah, let's not take the risk. I don't want it to be stuck in the trees because that makes no sense. For the next test, I will do a dynamic return to home. So I will walk to there. I've of course forgot for the previous test to put controller on record, but I still have the drone footage, so I hope that's enough for the video. But now everything is recording again. So one of the 10 mistakes, always forget to record. I will put the controller on dynamic, so dynamic home point. So now it should be following the controller.
Home point updated.
So I will walk to there, and hopefully you can still see me in the camera, and otherwise I will let the drone follow me. So it's a little bit wet. It rained all day. We sometimes have big showers here now. The temperature also dropped until... Oh, that was nice. He captured me again while I was walking out of the forest. So technically the drone sees me. And now the question is, does the drone think I'm the home point? So let's press the button.
Return to home.
So there was too much wind, so I will do it with the voiceover. But it returned to home. So it flew to the position I was in, start hovering there, and yeah, that concluded this test.
So and the last one, and that's a more difficult one, is when the battery is empty. And of course the Mini 5 has a very good battery. So it will take me some time to empty it.
Take off.
But then I can also try the precision landing it does. So apparently it's very good, capable to do a very good precision landing. So I will start flying and then record everything. So I'll push it to 120 meters because I did not do that with this drone yet.
Obstacle sensing unavailable.
So I pushed it to 100 meters now, 120 meters. I put it on sport mode. And that's very quick.
Max altitude reached.
I put it back to N. It's now already at 120. So let's look around. There's a lot of wind. Still don't have a wind warning. Also the sky is very nice. Maybe I can do a still, let it hang there. Let's wait and then let it automatically return to home.
So I had to wait for approximately 10 minutes. So let's enjoy the nice sky in the meanwhile, and then return to the actual action.
Battery level is low. Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
I could still push it to go a little bit longer, but for the test it's not necessary. So let's see if it tries to land in the trees or exactly on the spot of the couch or the bench where I tried to start it. But exactly the same as for the Neo 2. It does do a return to home when the battery is almost empty. So that's also the same. I think it will land a bit smarter than the Neo 2. It's already there, so we'll get it out of the way. You can see it fly. So the precision landing is not that correct. So it's 2 meters off.
And if you've done all the tests, you have to fold the drone back together again and make sure it's safe to travel. Also more work than the Neo 2.
So conclusion, it is a DJI. It does do almost the same as the Neo 2. It's a little bit smarter. It can do this nice landing under the trees when you started from it. But if it has no clue where you started it, then it still tries to land in the tree. So you still have to be careful when you trust return to home, because when you have a plain line of sight, so it's in an open field, it will work perfectly. If you're below the tree, then it works a little bit smarter than with the Neo 2, but it still can land in the tree. I've proven that, so luckily it is not stuck in the tree, because this drone is a little bit more expensive than the other one, so you don't want to lose it. The same goes for the Neo 2. I also don't want to lose that, so you always have to be careful. Don't trust on the automatic systems. Always trust on your own instinct adjustments. Focus on the screen, see what's happening. For myself, I have now enough information to do the range test, and I hope for you guys, yeah, I showed that it's still a DJI. It has all the return to home capabilities that the Neo 2 also have. Probably like all the other modern drones that DJI has. Enjoy and see you in the next video.